Lesson 3, we will start with reviewing what was covered in Lesson 1 and Lesson 2. So, I will say a word that was learned in a previous lesson and pause and give you a moment to do the sign. So first of all, the sign hello, which is a nice way when you are meeting someone or seeing someone from a distance. Hello, hello. Goodbye, as we talked about, as being universal, there's a hint for you. Or the sign yes. The sign no. Please. Thank you. The sign you're welcome. And that, I didn't say this before, but that is the same sign as if someone is coming into your home. You would say, so the context depends on thank you, you're welcome, or welcome. The sign for the phrase, the sentence, how are you? Do you remember? It has actually only two signs because we don't sign are. How are you? How are you? The sign fine. Fine. Good. Good. The sign bad. The sign tired. Tired. So-so. The sign okay, which is actually the letters. Okay. The sign great or wonderful. And if you want to pause when I say the word to just give yourself a moment to think, you can do that too. Just hit pause and then sign it and then hit play again. In Lesson 2, we learned my name is, do you remember? And we don't sign is, we are signing my name. My name is Linda. What is your name? What is your name? And there's a difference in signing just the signs with no facial expression or affect. I signed what's your name, but it didn't look like a question. You need to have your face express that it's a question. Raising your eyebrows, leaning forward a little bit, looking interested. We learned the sign what, and that has a few different uses. One is, like if you miss some information, you can say, for example, I said, what's your name? And then I didn't catch it. What was that? The phrase, repeat, please. Repeat, please. Repeat, which also means again. Repeat, please. Slower, please. Slower, please. And we talked about the sign. Do you remember what this means? I get it. I see. I understand. It's the letter Y, but the palm is down, and you shake it just a little bit. We talked about the alphabet, so we're going to do that very quickly and then get on to lesson 3. A. I said X and then Z and I skipped Y. Excuse me. So practice that. It doesn't take much time if you practice a little bit every day. Now lesson 3. We will learn numbers 1 to 10. The sign for number is this. And it's called a flat O. You take an O and you squish it, and then it just has that little movement back and forth. Numbers 1, 2, 3, and the reason this is not 3 is because it's the letter W and it's the number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See how that looks like a W? So we do not use this as a W. This is, excuse me, we don't use it as a 3. This is a 3. 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you remember what letter this looks like? It looks like the letter F. So if you're talking about counting things, again, context will tell you if it's the number 9 or the letter F. It could be tricky if you are telling license plate configurations where it's numbers and letters. So you have to be careful to make sure that it's clearly understood. 9, 10. It's a thumb up and you shake it a little bit. Let's do it backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Practice that just like you practice the alphabet. That will help. Lesson 3 will cover nouns for people. So girl, boy, man, woman. That will be the topic for this lesson. The sign for girl, you take a thumb, again your right hand if you're right-handed, and go down your cheek, the line of your cheek 2 times. Girl. And I have read that that sign comes from way back when women and girls wore bonnets, and it has to do with the bonnet strings. Girl. Another way to sign girl is girl 1 time, and then you show the height, that it's someone of shorter stature. Girl or girl. The sign for woman is similar, but it's woman and then you end like this. Woman, woman. It's also the sign for lady. You could also do the same thing that you did with girl, and you could say woman, tall. Woman, tall. Just so you can remember a hint about signs for female and male identifiers, from this part of the face, nose to chin, it will be female pronouns and nouns. Nose to the top of the head, it will be male. So that will be very important to remember. For example, the sign cousin, it's a C, and so this is a test if you were paying attention. A C, if I shake it a little bit near my chin, or if I shake it a little bit near my temple, there's a difference. So this is going to be a girl cousin or a boy cousin, and this will be a girl cousin or a boy cousin. Do you remember I said the nose to the chin had to do with female identifying nouns and pronouns? So, good, you remembered this would be a girl cousin, this would be a boy cousin. The sign for boy is like this. And again, reading from history of how signs developed, my reading is that way back it had to do with when men wore hats. So boy is a repeated sign, man is one time and then down, and this is also the sign then for gentleman. Boy or man, and again with boy we can do male shorter or male taller, just like we did with girl and woman. You can show the height. The sign for mother is like this. It's a number 5 hand shape, mother, and mother. I'm just showing you because in books, if you look at a page of a book, they need to show you that it's number 5, so it looks like they're signing it like this so they can show you the shape. It's really in front of your, it's one of those few signs that actually does go in front of your mouth. Mother, father, mother, father. And remember the rule I said about the lower half of the face being female identifiers, mother, father. The sign for grandmother and grandfather are similar. They start the same, but there are 2 hops, grandmother, grandfather, and I'll turn grandmother, grandfather. It has to do with time passing, grandmother, grandfather. So a test for you, what's the sign for girl? Good, girl or girl. What's the sign for mother? Good, mother. It's also mom, mommy, mama. What's the sign for boy? Good, either way, boy or boy. What's the sign for grandfather or grandpa? Grandpa. What's the sign for man? Man. What's the sign for, or you could do man. What is the sign for woman? Woman or woman. What is the sign for boy, cousin? Good. The sign for aunt and uncle, use the letter A for aunt and the letter U for uncle. Aunt is near the chin because remember I told you about the female words being the lower half of the face, aunt, and you shake it a little bit. Aunt, uncle, aunt, uncle. Remember cousin, aunt, uncle. The same would be true for nieces and nephews. Do you remember the letter N? If you take the letter N and shake it near your chin, it's a niece. Up here, it's a nephew. So that is all I have for lesson 3. It's a lot to take in. Practice. I wish you well, and I'll see you next time.